Hi, this is Guy Shabit with SigmaMax, and today I'm going to show you how to back up the configuration of an I-300 series switch and also how to restore. So first of all, I have a I-300 series switch here that I already configured. You can see it has a different IP address than the default. There's some PoE configuration here as well. For example, IP addresses of cameras and phones for the keep alive, as well as prioritization for the emergency phones. There is also VLAN configuration here. We have 3 VLANs configured, management of camera and one for the phones here. It's unnamed. And we also configured port names for the ports themselves. No, we did not run this one. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to back up the configuration. So we can either back up it to the computer that I'm using through the web, which is what I'm going to do, or you can back up to a flash drive that's connected to USB port. And we can see that that has been backed up. Next, I'm going to restore the switch to default configuration so we could restore the config that we saved. There's a button right here. There's also a physical button on the switch for restore to default. When you restore through the software, it allows you the option to save the IP address and or the user, meaning that I could have restored the switch to a default while maintaining the current IP address. That's not what I'm doing in this case. And now we're going to have to wait about a minute and a half to reboot while it reboots. In the meantime, let's talk about why we would want to be this functionality of restoring a configuration. So the first is, of course, I've installed, deployed this switch out in the field. I'm going to make configuration changes. I'm going to save it as documentation. So in case something happens to the switch and someone needs to be able to reconstruct the configuration is already there to load. Additionally, if the switch needs to be physically replaced with a new unit, we could load the existing configuration to it and save ourselves some time. And if I'm installing a lot of switches that are going to have identical configuration, or almost identical configuration, maybe just with a difference in IP address and name, then maybe what we want to do is to save the configuration and then we can load it to additional switches. Now we're going to wait. The switch is still rebooting. Okay, the switch has finished rebooting. It is back on its default configuration. I am going to log in. And we can see if we look, for example, on the VLAN page, we're going to see that this is a default switch. It does not have the 3 VLANs we had earlier. Similarly, the PoE keep alive configuration is going to be blank. Now what we're going to do is restore the configuration file that we previously saved on this computer. Again, we could do it through a USB thumb drive, or we could do it through the HTTP, the web GUI, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to load it, restore. It's going to load the file and reboot the switch. So we're going to have to wait another minute and a half. Okay, the switch is back up. We can see it's back in its original IP address, the one that we had saved in the configuration. I'm going to log in and let us look at our VLAN settings, for example. There we go. We can see our management cameras and other VLANs, as well as if we look at our PoE prioritization and keep alive settings. All the settings that we saved earlier are going to be here. That's how you configure how you back up and restore configuration I-300 series switch. Thank you for watching.